Top 10 Hacks to Make Your Home Awesome. Number 10. Stuff your fridge and freezer to save money. One of the best essentialness absorbs your home is your cooler and cooler, and there is actually an amazingly direct trick you can use to support the imperativeness adequacy of your refrigerator. It couldn't be any increasingly self-evident. Without a doubt, the less stuff is in your fridge and cooler, the more as often as possible it needs to cycle on and off in order to keep your stuff cool. As you would imagine, this uses a huge amount of essentialness. The more full you keep your fridge and cooler, the less as a rule space there is to cool, and there is considerably less imperativeness used overall. In case you need all the more brief sustenances to keep your sustenance cooling mechanical gathering full, you can put in canned sustenance, oat, or other such things that usually don't require refrigeration. Number 9. Warm your home with an oven, or use a fan and an ice bowl for improvised AC. If you have ever expected to live the fight, you may starting at now think about a part of these tricks. A couple of individuals grew up with, for all intents and purposes, no warming or AC, or possibly heat that was truly compelled by a condominium office and was much of the time set at shock as opposed to execute. There are two bamboozles you can use to stay cool in remarkable temperatures. If it is incredibly cold in the house, you can for the most part turn on the oven and open the portal. This will quickly flood the house with warmth, and once everything is lovely and toasty, you can turn it off to save power, as long as your home is bearably secured. If you are too much hot and don't have adequate or no AC, you can plan a strong fan like a significant box fan, and put a bowl of ice before it. As the ice breaks down, the cool water will be scattered by the fan and give a touch of cooling sway. Anyway, it will never be very as strong as full-on AC regardless. Dependent upon how much work you put into your plan, you may have the alternative to fix something fruitful together. Number 8. Effectively mountable LEDs are a cheap way to add some really nice lighting to cabinets. There are various humble LED lights out there, from a wide scope of brands now, that are definitely not hard to attach with fundamental concretes that tumble off successfully later, or magnets for metal surfaces. These LED lights can at present be exceptionally strong, and are normally sturdier than bulbs, and extra a lot of room on lighting. They furthermore grant you to dispose of the cost of getting lampshades, that could be crushed regardless in case you have pets. Regardless, specifically, they give some very unobtrusive and fundamental ways to deal with get some genuinely cool lighting impacts. You can put them under pantries, extra spaces, or other similar spaces for a beneficial technique to course of action recessed lighting that doesn't require workers in your home or exorbitant foundation. Number 7. Dishwashers, dryers, and washers are huge energy sinks. Sit tight for big loads. By far most understand that one of your most noteworthy imperativeness absorbs the house is your AC and heat, and generally your ice chest as well. In any case, various people disregard precisely how monster a power sink the dishwasher, dryer, and garments washer are. These machines take a great deal of your ability house, again, close by the AC and cooler, and there are basic advances you can take to soothe the cost. Various people will run the dishwasher, or a tire for just a few things, anyway pondering how much impact they use, you are very essentially expelling money from your own pocket. But in the event that you really need to wash or dry something right this second, you would improve to keep things under control until you have enough for a full weight. As for dishes, if you basically have a couple, you should hand wash them and extra yourself a gigantic measure of money on water costs. Number 6. Boring a hole in the bottom of your trash can will help prevent sticking. In case you involvement with any point experienced issues getting a reject sack out of a can, you could use this tip. We all know the fight. You pull and the sack won't come out. A portion of the time, you make sense of how to finally shock and yank and it comes out anyway, goes everywhere, or the weight vacuum is exorbitantly mind-blowing and it tears. By and by, you have a monstrous destruction to clean up all over your kitchen, and a lot of futile disappointment. In any case, for those of you who feel the issue is unavoidable, to the extent that people now and again stuff garbage containers, we have inspiring news. there is a direct trick that will deal with your issues. Basically drill a touch of opening in the base of the refuse can. This shields air from getting captured and making a vacuum that will demolish your day and leave you with a spoiled destruction all over the place. Just drill the opening adequately high up from the base that any gotten liquids that spilled from the sack won't spill out onto the floor, or you could end up with a substitute disorganized and rancid issue to light up. Number 5. Came up short on toilet paper? Get a bidet, or use your shower. Kleenex are also great. Americans are as of now buying bidets taking into account the restroom tissue power outages the country over. A bidet cleans you up with a surge of water sometime later, and various countries slant toward this to the insane proportion of paper we use every year. If a bidet is fairly expensive, or Amazon has them on IOU, you can use your shower rather, as an impermanent strategy to clean up incredibly quick. Furthermore, while they can be almost as tricky as of now, Kleenex can similarly make an unprecedented other choice, as they are not harsh or ungainly to use. Number 4. Clean AC filters in the dishwasher, then spray them with air freshener. Cooling channels can be hard to clean, yet you should look out for them reliably. The buildup and other advancement makes it hard for them to work fittingly. This causes you less cool and to consume more exertion all the while. Regardless, most techniques for cleaning them are messy and can get a lot of buildup spread around. To begin with, if you have a gigantic proportion of buildup improvement, you ought to go outside and. Number 2. Use drapes instead of blinds if you have cats, to prevent quick destruction. If you have ever had cats, or a couple of pooches, you may find that Venetian blinds, which are starting at now one of the most disposed to pulverization manifestations ever, get successfully crushed and demolished to pieces by your caring cushioned buddies. If there are blinds in the way, they will generally push them outside of what might be expected. This adequately starts to hurt them quickly, and make them look ugly while your pet is confused that you fail to pull the blinds up for them as often as possible enough, when they have to have the choice to look outside. Draperies give an elective that grants you to generously more quickly and successfully give you that view or security that you need, and if they are up, a cat can much less complex paw their way through to see out the window without causing certified damage. While they can regardless reason damage to materials clearly by scratching, they are increasingly unwilling to hurt them incidentally, and there are surfaces you can get that are less speaking to cat paws. Number 1. Put a cat flap on bedroom and other doors with high pet traffic. One of the most disturbing things that most cat-like owners oversee, is the cat pawing or crying at a high-traffic gateway that it needs to go all through straightforwardly. Maybe the best blameworthy gathering for your cat is your room portal, in spite of the way that there can be various doors that inconvenience it similarly. Right when you have to rest, or have some security, your cat in spite of everything needs to have the alternative to go to and fro any way they see fit, doesn't esteem being cooped up. Regardless, while catfolds were essentially a thing on the front passage, and were used to allow the cat in and out, they have dropped outdated since untamed life can just get in. This is the explanation we express the cat flap should make a bounce back, yet on room or other inside passages. By and by, as opposed to being woken up by your cat whining ceaselessly to get out, or in, you can just present a cat flap, and have the authentic sentiments of tranquility that the little critter can go where they have to without disturbing you.